Welcome to a special bonus episode of Workplace Therapy with me, Dr. Abby Metcalf. Whether you're listening while roasting a turkey or hiding in the bathroom from your in-laws, I've got a short and sweet Thanksgiving pep talk to help you find some peace and maybe even a little bit of joy this week. Because even if your job feels like a soul-sucking vortex, there are still good things to hold on to. So let's get into it. Welcome back to the podcast. Here we go. Little Thanksgiving bonus because I love you. And, I think sometimes we need a little extra boost every now and then. So here we are. It's gratitude season, the time of the year when everyone's telling you to be thankful, even if your inbox is overflowing and your boss just scheduled a meeting for the Monday after Thanksgiving. And, Todd still hasn't refilled the printer paper. If you're thinking, I'm too burned out to be grateful, I hear you, but gratitude isn't about ignoring the hard stuff. It's about really, giving your brain something better to chew on. And when things are hard, gratitude becomes a lifeline to me, not a luxury. So in the spirit of a realistic Thanksgiving, here are 5 things to be grateful for, even if work feels a little bit like a dumpster fire. I would say appreciation number 1 is you still have agency. And what do I mean? I don't mean that you work at an agency. I mean, you have personal agency. Even if your job is driving you up a wall, you haven't lost your power, your personal agency. You get to choose how you show up, what boundaries you set, and how you respond. And that's no small thing. I'd like to think you're not stuck. I want you to think instead you're at a crossroads. Gratitude for your own, again, agency helps remind your brain that you're not helpless. You're just maybe in a tough season, but you're not helpless. So remember that. Appreciation number 2, I think, are the work friends, even the one you just text to vent. Maybe you're not besties with your team, but odds are there's at least one person at work who gets it. The one you're exchanging the side eyes with in meetings or, messages on Slack. Did you see this email? These small connections matter. That's what I want you to hear. They're lifelines, often in a sea of chaos. So be grateful for your people, even if it's just the one who shares, I don't know, your hatred of PowerPoint or something. Okay. So feel the love there. Appreciation number 3, the skills you've built, even if you learn them the hard way, you've survived bad bosses, ridiculous deadlines, and meetings, of course, that should have been emails. So, and whether you know it or not, you've built resilience and patience and maybe even, a Jedi level ability to smile through nonsense. So gratitude here isn't for the struggle. It's for what you've gained in spite of it. I want you to think of it that way. Okay. Appreciation number 4 is, what do I want to call this? The clarity chaos brings. How's that? That might be stating it too far, but we'll try. Sometimes when work feels miserable, what you're actually being given is clarity. You now know what you don't want, what you won't tolerate, what needs to change. And that, my beautiful, fabulous friend, is gold. Pain will point the way to purpose if you see it that way, but only if you're paying attention. Gratitude for the lessons hidden inside your mess, it really just gives your suffering meaning. There's something else here. When you know what you don't want, you can focus on what you do want. And believe it or not, that's something to be appreciative of. And number 5, the fact that you're even thinking about this. The fact that you're here listening to a podcast about workplace mental health, it really means you're not checked out. You're trying. You want something better. There should be something better. And that little bit of hope right there, that's the crack in the wall where the light gets in. Gratitude it's not about being fake happy. It's about, noticing that little spark and protecting it. So this Thanksgiving, and you might not even be celebrating Thanksgiving, or it might be over for you if you're Canadian. This holiday season, how's that? Even if your job is a circus and you're one passive aggressive email away from quitting. I want you to know this. You're doing probably better than you think. Gratitude and appreciation, it doesn't mean you're settling. It means you are strong enough to hold both frustration and hope at the same time. So take a breath, pour the wine or Pepsi for me, text your favorite coworker, and remember, really remember that you're not alone. Okay. So thanks for spending a few minutes with me today. And I hope this is the beginning of an amazing holiday season for you. And I will see you back here next week.